Now hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are back in Colorado. Yes, we're in the mountains again. A few weeks or months. Yeah, I have actually no sense of time at this point. I don't know how long ago, but I made a video about Telluride Airport, which is also in Colorado. But today, let's talk about Aspen's airport, which is pretty much as infamous as Telluride's airport. Yeah, actually, these two airports, they count as the most dangerous airports in America. Is that true? Let's find out today. Alright, so here we are spawned on the runway in a Beechcraft Baron, which is a very typical plane that you see here. Another type of plane is obviously the private jet. There are quite a lot of private jets at this airport. Yes, they make up the majority of the planes on this ramp. And actually, we got some real big boys here. This is, honestly, I'm not that good with private jets. I'm really not good. I think this might just be a Global Express Challenger, whatever. These are quite big, at least for private jets. Let's later on in this video also try landing some very big airliners here as well. Meanwhile, let's just go ahead and take off from runway 33, which is, by the way, the only runway that you can take off from, because obviously on the other side there's mountains, so you always take off from this side. There we go. Let's go ahead and take off. There we go. That was a nice rotation. I mean, this plane of course doesn't have any issues operating here. This is after all just a small piston engine prop plane. Now yes, this runway seems to be a little bit on the longer side, especially if you look at my other videos. We have been to shorter ones before. This is definitely on the long side, 2,800 feet. Not too bad, but this kind of runway is definitely needed for the place that this runway is actually located at, because we need to take a look at the altitude that we're at right now. Around 8,000 feet. That's like 2,500 meters. That's a lot. And well, I've mentioned this a lot before. In higher altitude, a plane just needs more runway to take off. For example, obviously the air up here is quite thin, so the aircraft doesn't have that much air to work with. Obviously, you know, you get less engine power and you also get less lift, and that leads to a plane performing a lot worse than at sea level. So yes, you can still consider this 2,000 or so feet runway short, even though it is quite long. Obviously, runways of international airports, they are way longer, at least like 1,000 or even 2,000 feet longer. But yeah, this was fine enough. Now let's operate a plane here that you see mostly operating here. How about the Dassault Falcon? Yes, the FA-50. I really like this one. It's a work of art. I mean, come on, it has 3 engines. It's a tri-jet. Doesn't get better than that. Let's actually fly the localizer approach that this airport actually has. Yeah, Aspen Airport is probably the only airport that features ILS systems in extreme conditions like this. Pretty interesting, really. Now let's put gear down. This is quite a medium-sized jet. You would probably see this plane operate at this airport quite a lot, even though there are not that many Dassault Falcons in America, I feel. But let's just land this plane and see what happens, right? Alright, turn the autopilot off. Let's try doing a smooth landing now. Yeah. Well, forget about that smooth landing idea. Doesn't matter. We just need to stop, which can be a little bit challenging. I'm pretty sure there have been a few overrun accidents before at this airport, but this small private jet obviously doesn't have that many issues. I mean, we can see the Global Challenger operate here as well. That is all nice and easy. Now let's build our way up to even bigger planes, right? Let's actually try airliners now. Am I right? Yeah, something that might just be a little bit surprising is that this airport does get airliner service. Yes, American Eagle, Delta, and United Express, they all fly to this very place, which is pretty interesting actually. Depending on the season, they do fly to quite many places. The biggest plane they fly here is the Dash 8, I think, and the biggest plane that ever could land here was the 737. Yes, the 737 managed to land here once, which is pretty amazing, but as we have seen in past videos, the 737 can stop at pretty much any place, really. Yeah, the 737 is probably the largest plane that I would think is able to operate at this place safely enough. This is actually quite challenging after all. Now let's try something that can operate here, I think, and that is the CRJ-200 in the cargo version actually, which you do not really get to see a lot. Yes, there is a cargo version of the CRJ, and there are actual versions of this flying around in real life, which is pretty interesting. But let's let's close the door and take off. Thing is, the CRJ200, it does need quite a long takeoff run, especially for its size. Let's see if it's enough for Aspen Airport. I mean, most obviously it's gonna be enough. Alright, we're just gaining some more speed. There's actually a hot air balloon approaching the runway. That does not seem very good. Okay, we have reached the speed of 120. Let's go ahead and rotate. Oh wow. Okay, that was actually closer than I wanted it to be. Jesus Christ. That is like genuinely a bit too close to the edge of the runway, but you know, we made it, so that's fine enough. By the way, I'm pretty sure that this is an amazing place for spotters, you know, for airplane spotters. You know, you can just probably place yourself on one of the hills here and take some pictures of planes. That's kind of cool, huh? But yeah, this takeoff worked out perfectly fine. Let's do another landing. Let's actually try the plane that was the biggest one to land here. And yeah, that's again the 737. Let's try some interesting version of the 737, I guess. Let's actually try the smallest version of the 737 MAX, the MAX 7, which by the way does not exist yet in real life, and it's not at all related to the MAX 8 with all its issues. Alright, welcome aboard the baby MAX. Okay, it's actually not as small as I anticipated. It is a little bit shorter than the MAX 8, obviously, though. Let's land it here. Oh, that was wonderful. Very nice. And this is a quick stop as well. Yeah, the 737, it is perfectly able to operate here, obviously. No worries about that. So yeah, Southwest Airlines, you can also fly to this place. Wonderful. Now let's move on to even a bigger aircraft. How about something like, yeah, the 767, I guess, right? I should probably get the 757 for this flight simulator as well. It's like nicely between big and too small, you know? It's like bigger than the 737, but it's not like a huge airliner, you know what I mean? Does this make sense? Now let's actually also get some weather in here too. Alright, let's land this plane. We are apparently in stormy weather, which does happen here too a lot. Let's see if I can get this plane landed. Oh yeah, this really doesn't seem like nice weather. Yeah, the terrain warnings are pretty annoying here. Jesus Christ. Alright, that was a landing. Yeah, you really do not have a lot of room for bad landings, especially if they're late. You know, you can always have a late touchdown, as you could just see. Here we are. I think we even had some tailwind as well, which doesn't make the situation easier. The plane didn't want to touch down for some reason. Ouch. But we did stop in time before the runway ended, so that's good. Alright, that worked out perfectly fine. Let's use the 777 here too. You know, we're really starting to use this airport as an international airport that has connection to it all around the world. I mean, there is potential, you know, the mountains are pretty cool. Let's see if the airport itself also allows it. Alright, welcome aboard the 777. Let's get her loaded up, and now let's try taking off. There we go, full power. Kind of excited to see how this is gonna work out. I mean, it might just work. And the hot air balloon approaching the runway is completely glitching out now. That doesn't seem good. Alright, we have hit 100 knots. There's no way to return now. Okay, 120. Uh-oh, this is gonna get close. Oh, damn. Alright. Oh, we have definitely overrun now. I mean, we're very weighty, I guess. Oh damn. Alright, yeah, now we have definitely crashed. That's not good. Turns out that the 777 is actually too big for this one. Now, the thing is though, taking off is obviously a lot harder and needs a longer runway than to land on that runway successfully, and to stop, obviously. So let's see, maybe the 777 can land here. I mean, it may not be able to take off again from the runway, but you know, you need to land somewhere first before you can take off from somewhere, right? So yeah, that's not too bad of an idea. Let's actually try doing a smoother landing this time around.
Caution terrain.
Oh, that was fine. Let's just step into the brakes and see if we actually can stop. Oh, maximum brakes. We can even hear some clapping in the background. That's pretty nice. Oh, wow. I mean, technically, this might have actually just been an overrun. I mean, we're on the displaced threshold, but we did stop, right? Eventually. Let's check out this landing. Yeah, this was pretty late as well, which does happen in real life too, and that was a hard landing. And well, that was actually not too bad. Let's try a bigger plane. Let's try something like the 747-400, the most popular version of the 747. Yeah, we are now genuinely getting serious. Let's see if we can take off, I guess, right? Okay, full power. Actually, this runway is surprisingly flat, you know, considering that it's built on a mountain, technically. All right, 130 knots. These 4 engines, they do help us accelerate a lot, actually. And there we go. We are off the ground. That might have been a tail strike though, I've just noticed. I mean, whatever. We are off the ground and we are flying. That's good. Let's check out that tail. Ooh, wow, that was very close, but not a tail strike still, so that's good. Now, this was perfectly fine. So, yeah, maybe the 747 could also fly here, Lufthansa, right? Why not fly to Aspen? So yes, we can say Aspen is a pretty cool place, pretty nice airport, but quite a dangerous one as well. I do not know the actual safety record of this airport, but I'm pretty sure there have been some crashes and overruns maybe too, but I don't know. Maybe the A380 can land here too. So, yeah, there you go, Emirates. You could also fly here, at least with your 777s. And so, yeah, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.